way. Say the word Sundance. What does it mean to you?
It means me and you doing interviews in the hot tub, just, having that kind of time. We can talk about that now, right? No one cares anymore. It's the laws are different. No, I love Sundance. It's actually a festival that's really, really important to American cinema.
Because it really identifies young voices in film. Young, they don't even have to be young, new voices, and tries to help them strengthen those voices before the industry gets a hold of them. Because the industry will get a hold of them, and they'll either tell them to change their voice or they'll try to turn it into a voice that they more readily recognize. And it is their voice that we need to hear. Even if it's, it's so hard to get those movies made and they don't get the money behind them for production or even for the release of it, but we have to have that diversity.
Sundance gave me a destination when I was a bartender, when I was at a day job. I would make my short films, and that was my goal, was to get them to Sundance. It gave me a destination, and I thank Robert Redford for that, and I thank Sundance for that. It saved my life. And then I went there and I'd work as a ticket taker. I'd bring my short films there. I'd go there, and after I went there with my first feature that we made for $80,000, I was able to stop being a bartender for the first time, in my mid-30s, so it was a big deal, and it changed my life.
Well, there's so many films that I make that are independent and are sort of auteur-driven and are hard it's hard to get them going. They're not necessarily commercial, and they're not big, they're not mainstream, so Sundance is the place where we can celebrate those kind of films.
Well, I love Sundance, and I've been going for years, and Spring Breakdown was the first time I had a movie. I go to watch movies, which gets harder and harder every year because it's getting more and more popular. But it's kind of a celebration of making movies. And you walk down the street and you can run into, I saw Robert Altman one year, God rest his soul. You can run into Robert Redford. You run into independent actors, independent film actors, people I really admire, who you have to live in New York to run into. And you just kind of hang out in the coffee shops and everybody talks, and you talk film, you talk art, and it's great. I love it. I love it.
Certainly have been there.
And your experience? What did you?
It's been great. I love Sundance. It's lots of fun. Great launch for films.